Welcome back, fine folks, to our next adventure. We're out here in Orlando, Florida on Orange Avenue. Right behind me here, you're going to see a memorial for the Pulse Nightclub and a very unfortunate event that took place back on June the 12th, 2016. So we are here to kind of show you the memorial and go over the events of what happened on that tragic day. 3, 2, 1.
Good morning, I'm Nadine Yanis. We're following breaking news right now in Orange County, where Orlando police have confirmed there's been a shooting in downtown Orlando at the Pulse Nightclub. That's on Orange Avenue and Cayley Avenue. Right now, we're hearing reports that several people were hurt. Let's get right out to News 6's Eric Sandoval with the latest. Eric, tell me, what are you seeing out there?
Well, Nadine, I want to give you a little perspective about where we are. A bus is blocking our view right now, but we are immediately across the street from the emergency room here at Orlando Regional Medical Center, right along Orange Avenue. And I want you to see what is going on behind me. This is looking south on Orange Avenue. You can see a very heavy police presence here right now. This is all outside the Pulse Nightclub. Whoa, and we just heard a loud boom coming from just south of our location here. We don't know what that boom was, but I think you saw everybody react. We don't know what that was right now. I'll tell you what, we want to work on what's going on right now, but I want to tell you, this is a very intense situation right now. There is still a gunman on the loose right now. Orlando police is giving us very tiny updates via Twitter. They were planning a news conference just about half an hour ago. They had to cancel that because of the massive search. There's more police going down Orange Avenue right now. I'll tell you what, we want to figure out what exactly is happening right now. We want to get on the horn with OPD and figure out what's happening, but let me just tell you, there is a gunman on the loose here in the area of Orange Avenue, Cayley Avenue, Miller Avenue, Gore Avenue. This immediate area is shut down right now. OPD says if you don't have to come to this area, please don't, because it's a very, very dangerous situation.
Now, going back to June the 12th, 2016, the club itself was the scene of the second worst mass shooting by a single gunman in U.S. history. Unfortunately, these occurrences are too common this day and age. Now, the attack was also the deadliest single gunman mass shooting in United States history until the 2017 Las Vegas shooting. Back on June 12th, there was a 29-year-old Muslim extremist named Omar Mateen who killed 49 people and wounded 58 others in this nightclub right behind me. Now, at the time of the shooting, Pulse was hosting a Latin night, and most of the victims inside were Latino or Puerto Rican descent. It was also the deadliest incident of violence against LGBT people in U.S. history, and the second deadliest terrorist attack on U.S. soil since September 11th, 2001. Now, at that time when the shooting took place, there was about 320 people who were still inside the club, which at the time was serving last call drinks around 2 a.m. Around that same time, Omar Mateen arrived at the club via a rental van. Now, right next door to the club, it was around the same time, around last call, where the gunman arrived at the club via a rental van. He parked it in the parking lot of this neighboring car shop right here. And it's right to the right of the club. The gunman then made his way over here to the nightclub armed with a semi-automatic rifle and a 9mm Glock 17 semi-automatic pistol. Right around 2:02 a.m., gunman bypassed Officer Adam Gruler. He was a uniformed off-duty Orlando police officer working extra duty here as a security guard. He then entered through the building through its southern entrance, and that's when the shooting began. Now right behind this wall is the southern entrance to the nightclub. Now, going back to the Officer Adam Gruler, when he witnessed the gunman shooting two patrons attempting to escape through an emergency exit, Gruler fired shots at him. Now in response, the gunman withdrew back into the nightclub and continued shooting victims as he traversed through the building, sometimes firing into bodies without checking whether they were already dead. Now additional officers did arrive here at the nightclub beginning right around 2:04 a.m. Now during the shooting, some of the people who were trapped inside the club sought help by calling or sending text messages to friends and relatives. Initially, some of them thought the gunshots were firecrackers or actually part of the music. Now a man named Imran Youssef, a recently discharged Marine Corps veteran working as a nightclub bouncer, well, he immediately recognized the sound as gunfire, which he described as high caliber. He jumped over a locked door where dozens of people were hidden and paralyzed by fear. He then opened a latch door behind them, allowing approximately 70 people to escape the club.
He must have literally walked in as I walked to the back staff hallway, and that's when the shots went off.
Imran Youssef, a bouncer at the Pulse Nightclub, never saw the gunman Saturday night. Right after last call, he was making his rounds and barely missed coming face to face with Omar Mateen. Youssef, a 24-year-old Hindu, served as a U.S. Marine in Afghanistan. On Saturday night, he found himself in another combat zone.
Shots go off. How many?
The initial one was about 3 or 4. That was a shock. 3 or 4 shots go off, and you could just tell it was a high caliber. Everyone froze. I'm here in the back, and then I saw people start pouring into the back staff hallway, and they just started to impact everyone.
Youssef knew just beyond that pack of panicked people was a door and safety, but someone had to unlatch it.
I'm just screaming, open the door, and no one's moving because they're scared. And there was only one choice: either we all stay there and we all die, or I could either take the chance to get shot, save everyone else. And I jumped over, opened that latch, and we got everyone as we can out of there.
How many people went through the door?
Probably over 60, 70. As soon as people found out that door was open, they kept just pouring out.
You saved a lot of folks.
I wish I could save more, to be honest. There's a lot of people that are dead. There's a lot of people that are dead.
One person shielded herself by hiding inside a bathroom and covering herself with bodies. A bartender said she took cover beneath the glass bar. At least one patron tried to help those who were hit, and according to a man who was trapped inside a bathroom with 15 other patrons, the gunman fired 16 times into the bathroom through the closed door, killing at least 2 and wounding several others. Now, shortly after entering the women's restroom, the gunman's rifle jammed. Well, he then discarded the rifle and switched over to his Glock 17 pistol. Now, in the next 45 minutes, about 100 officers from the Orlando Police Department and the Orange County Sheriff's Department were dispatched over here to the scene. Now, right around 2:09 a.m., give or take, several minutes after the gunfire began, the club did post on its Facebook page that everyone get out of Pulse and keep running. Now, right around 2:22 a.m., the gunman placed a 911 call, during which he mentioned the Boston Marathon bombers as his homeboys. And he also made a reference to Manar Mohammed Abdul Salah, an American citizen who died in a suicide bombing in Syria back in 2014. Now, rescues of the people who were trapped inside this club behind me commenced and continued throughout the night. Because so many people were lying on the dance floor, one rescuing officer demanded If you're alive, raise your hand. Now by 2:35 a.m., police had managed to extract nearly all the injured from the club. Now all those people who were hostages in the bathroom, as well as a dozen people who were hiding inside the dressing room, were all extracted. Now at around 2:45 a.m., called News 13 of Orlando and said, "I'm the shooter, it's me, I am the shooter." He then said he was carrying out the shooting on the behalf of ISIS and began speaking rapidly in Arabic. Now at 4:21 a.m., 8 of the hostages escaped after police had removed an air conditioning unit from an exterior wall. Now, right around 2:30 a.m., the gunman's wife received a call from her mother asking where her husband was. She then sent a text message to the gunman asking where he was. He then texted back asking her if she had seen the news. After she replied no, the gunman responded, "I love you." That was it. According to one source, she texted him back at one point saying that she loved him. She also called him several times during the standoff, but he did not answer. She then found out what was happening inside the club after the police arrived at her house around 4 a.m. Now, 5:07 a.m., 14 SWAT officers, after failing to blow open a big enough hole in the bathroom's exterior wall using a bomb due to the wall structure, successfully breached the building when a policeman drove an armored vehicle through a wall in the northern bathroom. They then used 2 flashbangs to distract the gunman, then shot him. The breach drew the gunman out into the hallway, and right around 5:14 a.m. he engaged the officers. He was shot 8 times, and the resulting shootout, which involved at least 11 officers who fired about 150 bullets. He was reported down at 5:17 a.m. Now at 5:53 a.m., the Orlando Police Department posted on Twitter that the shooter inside the club is 39, including the gunman, were pronounced at the scene and 11 at local hospitals. Of the 38 victims to die at the scene, 20 died on the stage area and dance floor, 9 in the nightclub's northern bathroom, 4 in the southern bathroom, 3 on the stage. folks, that's a wrap here from the Pulse Nightclub here in Orlando, Florida. Just remember, you know, this was pure hate that happened here back in 2016. If you don't agree with someone's lifestyle, you don't agree with someone who wants to be someone else, just butt out. You don't always have to agree with things, but just leave people alone. Bottom line. Leave them alone. It's not really none of your business. So that's just my 2 cents. Anyway, we're done here, and we'll see you guys next time.
You ignored my message. We never knew how to pull any punches. But to be honest, I miss all the wreckage. So I'll turn the light off and double my dosage. I know there's a reason, but I can't remember why I've been home every night in December. Convinced all my friends that I'm doing okay here, but I ain't seen them in a while. I can't get it together, and I'm hanging on long lost words. I thought you were forever. Now I'm hanging on long lost words. I can't get it together.